Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Well, this is take number, I don't know how many. It's hard to get this one started today. It's a big topic, but I'm recording this for my podcast, so I better get that going. Hi everyone and welcome back to the podcast from Cape Breton. It's Saturday night and I am so excited to talk about today's topic, which is friendship. I know it's a huge topic and this may be a multi-episode kind of series, and I'm actually going to do something that I never thought I would do. Is I am going to fully unedit this episode or make it a raw, uncut episode. And so there may be a lot of ums, a lot of ands, a lot of anyways and whatevers. We'll just get right into it, and hopefully I'll stick right on topic and I won't have to be fearful that there's a long pause in between any of these topics. Okay, so let's get started. And to my YouTube family who's already joined us here, welcome. If you're not part of the family, please subscribe below and make sure that you like this video if you like it and share it with others. That truly helps me grow this channel, and I'm just starting. And you on the podcast, make sure that you are following me for my weekly uploads. Each week I'm going to talk about something different, and I'm gearing up to do a real-time reaction to the Idaho 4 murder that happened, oh God, when was that? December 13th or November? See, I don't keep up on the news the way I know 99% of the world does. So I am going to do a deep dive into that and give like my reaction or feedback. I am not an expert. I know nothing. It's basically just a girl giving her input on something you probably don't even want my input on. But if you're into that, make sure you subscribe, follow me, and tune in for that in the coming weeks. All right, so today's episode is all about friendship. And friendship to me is so very important. It's important for many reasons. Of course, your social dynamic, but it's also the family you choose. So I'm sure there's many of you out there listening and watching that you have family that you maybe don't even like. I know, yeah, I'm sure if any of my family are listening, they know that I have a few that I don't talk to anymore. And there's reasons for that, of course there are. But the friendships that you build with your family and with strangers that become part of your family, they're so very important. Now I read a poem that was on a little decorative plate in my grandparents' home when I was a child. And when my grandmother passed, my aunt asked if there was anything out of the home I wanted. And I just wanted that decorative plate. And I don't know if I recall the poem offhand, but I'll try here. And I did not write this, so I'm not taking credit for this at all. But the poem goes, and if I can find that plate, I'm going to link all the information in the show notes and in the description of the video. But it went something like, true friends are like diamonds, precious and rare. False friends are like autumn leaves, found everywhere. And that truly spoke to me, even as a child. I think it spoke to me because I kind of categorized that in my brain, remembered it, and thought, when I was making friends, are these true friends? Are these diamonds? Are these autumn leaves? And that's kind of what I wanted to discuss today. I don't have many friends. I have lots of acquaintances or seasonal friends, and a friend that's in your life for a reason or a season. But I don't have many that I would call my true friends, the ones that truly know me, and the ones that I can't break the friendship now because they know too much. You know what I mean? They're my sisters. Not my blood sisters. They're just my chosen sisters. And like the TV show Friends, I really relate to that because even though there wasn't a group of 6 of us, there's 3 of us together, 3 girls. And that's strange, I know. Most times girls are not long-term friends. I don't know why, but in my experience, that's what I've seen others experience in their lives. But for us, we're truly long-term friends. And there are sometimes you may not agree, you may choose to disagree with their opinions or their philosophies or, you know, just whatever is going on in their lives. But it doesn't mean that you don't love them any less. That friendship has built up over time, has gone through a course of maybe challenges and changes, and through that, you've gained this foundational friendship. And that's truly rare. And I know that that's rare. And I'm hoping that you all know and feel that in your own lives. You have those foundational friendships that will go the test of time and will survive anything. Unconditional love. I remember, and I'm referencing back and thinking about the TV shows and films I've watched where friends are, you know, the main topic. But I also reference my own life. I remember I was asked, oh my goodness, it must have been over 20 years ago. I was asked, do you even know what unconditional love is? And immediately I said, yeah, of course I do. Because I had unconditional love with my friends. We could do, say, be anything, and without fear of one of the friends not liking us anymore, or fighting with us, or anything like that. Any of the drama that goes on with that, we didn't have it. I'm so lucky. All 3 of us are so blessed. But that brings me to the false side of things, those autumn leaves. So I was lucky to find some diamonds, and I've also found autumn leaves now and then. Now, I don't know if you've gathered through my previous podcast, through anybody that's watched any of my videos, but I'm not one to really take a lot of crap, so to speak. Like, I'm not one to dish out the drama either. So if somebody's being very dramatic and trivial and causing a lot of crap in my life, I simply walk away. I know that's not realistic for a lot of people out there, but if it was just that easy, how simplified would your life be? Yeah, you may not have 100 friends. You may only have 2 or 3, but aren't 2 or 3 diamonds worth a hell of a lot more than a whole bag full of autumn leaves? Think about that. The Instagram and Facebook world really is unfair to friendships. And what I mean by that is there are many influencers or people on Facebook. You may know them. They may be your quote-unquote friend on Facebook. But that doesn't mean you're friends. That just means you either know that person or that person and you decided to connect and confirm friendship on Facebook. I mean, I'm not going to get into like why these apps, why these platforms were designed. That's not for this show. But what I'm saying is in 2007, when I first started on Facebook, I think that's when it really like exploded in the world. You only added people you actually knew. And it was used as a way to like reconnect with those people. Maybe you went to school with them. Maybe it was a long lost relative or what have you, or friends that have moved away. But now my whole friends list, and I call my friends list pretty much once a year because people sneak in there for whatever reason. Maybe I had a weak moment and I just added somebody that requested it, or whatever the case is. But I cull through it and I purge it just like I declutter my home. And that's not to be mean. That's actually to relieve myself of those false friends, those autumn leaves that don't serve me. And it is a good thing to do that. It's not being inappropriate. It's not being rude or mean. It is being healthy. Healthy way of maintaining your own social dynamic. If you're a person who likes to be an introvert, you like your quiet time at home, blah, 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 you're not going to surround yourself with a bunch of people that want to go party every night. Now, maybe you're trying to push yourself. Maybe that's the thing you want. Well, go to those platforms and maybe go to Bumble, search out a new BFF, and try new things. Having those platforms, and I mentioned Bumble in there. I'm on Bumble if anybody's out there. I'm not on there for dating. I'm on there for a BFF, even though I have two amazing BFFs. And they've actually elevated, and I spent a few minutes on this, they've elevated themselves from BFF to sister. So I have room in my life for a BFF. I have room in my life for more friends. Everybody does. I'm not saying that you don't have room for more diamonds in your life. You can only have 2 or 3. That's not true. You can have thousands. You can have a whole stockpile full. But what I'm saying is there's a reason for people in your life. And if you only have friends for the sake of popularity of, oh, I have 1,000 friends, so I must be extremely popular, that's really unhealthy. But if you have friends for different categories and you know that, and that's how you choose to live your life, that's completely different. So what do I mean by choosing your friends for different areas of your life? What I mean is you can have situational friends. So friends you have at work, for instance, or friends you have a hobby and you go, maybe you play basketball or you any sport and you have friends there. You may see them and socialize with them during that activity, but maybe not outside that activity. That's okay. That's a situational friend. You may have friends that come into your life for a short time and leave. Not necessarily because you got in an argument and you're no longer friends for a negative reason, but those things happen. That's what I would call a seasonal friend. Somebody who's in your space, in your friendship zone for a reason or a season. And people come into your life for all sorts of reasons, right? You may have somebody pop into your life that needs to teach you something. Or you may have somebody in your life for a season because you're going through a phase. I went through a phase of going out and partying, and I had those friends. I had friends when I was in my early adulthood that we would hang out downtown every night, literally not doing anything, and walking around, maybe playing cards. But those people were important to me because that was a season of my life. And I still remember those people. The people that I would say you want to avoid at all costs are the autumn leaves, the false friends, the friends that will stab you in the back at any given chance. And I don't, thank goodness, know of any of those in my life. I'm pretty picky when it comes to my friends. And I don't make friends easily. Now, if you make friends easily and you don't have that kind of situation in your life, you have good friends, please let me know how you do it. Give me your tips and your tricks. Leave it in the comments, because I sure can use some help sometimes. You might hear my dog. She's sleeping and now she's dreaming. Anyway, I love making new friends. I'm pretty outgoing, although I would call myself an extroverted introvert or an introverted extrovert. I like my time at home. I like my quiet time. I like that, I don't want to answer the phone. I don't want to have to, have an obligation to see somebody. Although, I say that, and this is where I have like kind of a split personality with the two. I like being isolated by myself, going for long drives by myself and that kind of thing. I'll go to the movies by myself. I'll go camping by myself. I'm not afraid of being with myself. And maybe that's why I make a good friend. And I'm not tooting my own horn, but I do make a good friend. I am... What qualities would you like in a friend, right? Loyal, a confidant, someone who boosts you up when you need it, those kinds of things. And that's what I look for when I'm picking my friends. I look for somebody who can match me in that way. I also look for somebody that can challenge me. Not change me, but challenge me. I like that. And so maybe that's something that you guys can look at as well. If you have somebody in your life, think about, do they challenge me? Do they serve me? Not in a service way, but in a emotionally. Do they serve me? Are they good for me? Another thing to think about is maybe you have people in your life that are not necessarily false friends or autumn leaves, but they are not really working for you. They're not necessarily somebody you would confide in or what have you. You may want to move them from your little mental category of my friend to my acquaintance, where it's still somebody you'd like to say hey to sometime, maybe grab a cup of coffee, but it's not necessarily somebody you're going to pick up the phone and tell your deepest secrets to. So friends, we went over it, many different types of friends, right? I don't want to spend a whole half hour today on this. This is going to be a shorter episode, so I'm going to pull it together in about a 20-minute mark. So I'm at 18 minutes now, and I already went over the platforms: lifelong friends, new friends, situational friends, challenges and changes. The changes you might see in your friendship are not maybe between you and your friend, but maybe your friend is going through a change. Maybe they got married, maybe they had a baby, they had a breakup, whatever. They have changes in their life going on. You have changes in your life going on. That could cause changes to the friendship, but it also causes challenges to the friendship. Maybe your friend can't be with you when you want them to, and you feel isolated or you feel bad for that. That's not your friend being negative towards you. It's just that they're going through something, and part of the friendship, part of the towing the line on your end, is to understand that. Another thing, sorry there, we had an interruption, but the show must go on, as they say. And I wanted to make the last point. We were talking about challenges and changes in friendships, in life. You go through major life changes as you grow old. And some of those things, I want to keep this around 20 minutes, but one thing I do want to point out is personalities. Sometimes your personalities kind of change and shift as you grow. Sometimes you can be like carefree, all this stuff, and risk taker, and then as you grow up, you're more reserved. And those things kind of shift and change relationships too. But anyway, guys, I want to end it here, and maybe we'll do a part 2 if you guys like this kind of thing. If you like this kind of discussion, I would like to open it up to be a discussion. So please leave me some comments and let's chat about it. Let's chat about being friends. Later, friends.